What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers, so please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. If you want up to 12 free stocks, Weeble is going to give you up to 12 free stocks when you open a new Weeble brokerage account. Put any amount of money in that brokerage account. They're going to give you up to 12 free stocks for just trying out their brokerage app. There's a link down in the description box of the video. Click on that Weeble link. Open up your new Weeble brokerage account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. I'm going to also send you a Weeble tutorial video. All you got to do is email me. Email address is down in the description box. Let me know you've opened your Weeble account. Let me know you funded your Weeble account. And then I'm going to send you that Weeble tutorial video to walk you through how to use the Weeble app so you can start building wealth today. Why Americans can't stop spending. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I believe Americans can't stop spending. But I also want you guys to go down to the comment box and let me know if you agree or disagree with my 5 reasons why Americans can't stop spending. Number 1, strong labor market. When you have a labor market that's adding hundreds of thousands of jobs to our economy every single month over the last 12 to 15 to 18 months, people get a false sense of security. They don't believe they'll be unemployed. They believe, hey, even if I lose my current job, there are 2 job openings for every qualified candidate. So they just go get another job. Also, people are starting to get wage increases. Although these wage increases are not outpacing inflation, how fast inflation is increasing, nevertheless, they're still getting wage increases. So when you got a strong labor market, you have no fear of losing your job. Unemployment rate is at an all-time low. There are hundreds of thousands of jobs being added to the economy every single month. People are just not afraid. And when people are not afraid and they're making money, they do what with it? They spend it, because 70% of our economy is based on consumer spending. People like you and I taking our hard-earned money and spending it on things we need and then on things we don't need. Number 2 reason why Americans can't stop spending is going to be equity in their homes. Right? A couple years ago, we had this pandemic real estate boom, which caused a supply issue when it comes to the housing market. A lot of demand, low supply drives up prices. And that's what happened, right? When the pandemic hit and a lot of these people in major cities, mid-sized cities, small cities, they decided, hey, we want to get out into the suburbs. We want to get away from a lot of people. And when they started doing that, supply wasn't sufficient enough to meet demand. And like I tell you, that supply versus demand situation, if you got low supply and you got a lot of demand, prices are going to go up. And that's what happened in the housing market. And I call that the pandemic real estate boom, because the pandemic is what caused it. Nevertheless, people got a ton of equity in their homes. And people are starting to use that equity to do what? Buy stuff. And here's the rationale behind most people. Yeah, I got a really good fixed rate on my first mortgage. I'm not selling the property anytime soon because I don't want to have to buy another property, pay twice as much as I paid for this one, plus I'm going to have to get a 7.5% to 8% fixed rate for 30 years. Not going to do that. I'm going to stay put. But since I got this $300,000 worth of equity, why don't I do an equity line and tap into some of that equity and do some of the things I've always wanted to do? And then when rates come down, I'll just refinance the whole thing and go about my business. So equity line of credits have started increasing tremendously because that's what people are doing. They're taking that equity and they're turning it into an equity line that they can tap into. Now, some of you might say, well, golly, why would they do that with equity? Short-term interest rates are, high. Prime rate is 8.5. Most banks are going to charge you prime rate +1, +2, +3. Why would someone do that? Well, the alternative is they can use their credit card and have a 25% interest rate, or they can use their equity line and have an 8.5 to maybe 11.5% interest rate. And that's what people are saying. Hey, I can either tap into this equity in my home and get an equity line and pay a smaller interest rate, or I got to tap into my credit cards because, that's kind of my safety net. So that's what people are doing. They're doing equity lines. They're getting prime +0, prime +1, prime +2, but it's still cheaper to borrow the money that way than it is on their credit cards. The third reason Americans can't stop spending is because of pandemic era savings / stimulus money. Again, back to the pandemic, because the pandemic is what ultimately, in my opinion, caused a lot of what we got going on today in our economy, our financial markets, right? But back to the pandemic, people had to stay home, right? And a lot of these people didn't lose their jobs, guys, contrary to what a lot of people think. A lot of people in the service industry lost their jobs because people weren't going out to restaurants anymore. People weren't really flying anymore. People weren't staying at hotels anymore, right? So a lot of service industry workers lost their jobs, but a lot of other people didn't. They just worked from home. But since they were not going out, since they were not traveling, they started saving. Plus, the government had a bright idea to say, hey, our economy is predicated on people spending money. Now, in order to get people to spend again, let's go ahead and pump some money into the economy through stimulus checks, right? PPP loans. Let's stimulate the economy by putting all this free money out there. And I know when these people get this free money, they're going to go ahead and spend it. Some people did, but others didn't. Others took that stimulus, took that PPP money, and they saved it or they invested it. That grew the personal savings for the United States people up to $2 trillion less than 2 years ago. And people started taking that $2 trillion and they started spending it. Now, that $2 trillion has turned into about $200 billion. Wiped out all the personal savings because people are spending. Back to why Americans can't stop spending. That's one of the reasons, right? The fourth reason Americans can't stop spending is because of buy it now mentality. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of people are saying, hey, inflation is going to continue and I might as well go ahead and buy the things I want to buy right now because a year from now, they're going to be more expensive. See, that's the rationale, right? The rationale is buy now and I get a better price, or I can wait and potentially it costs me more. That's what people are doing with cars. That's what people were doing with homes before interest rates went up, right? That's what people are doing with home improvement or anything that they want to rationalize them buying that they probably shouldn't buy. They're going to say, hey, I buy it now, I'm going to get a better price than if I wait a year. So that buy it now mentality is a way for people to rationalize their impulsive spending, right? The fifth reason Americans can't stop spending is experience over material things. What do I mean by experience? People are starting to say, look, the pandemic, all these natural disasters, these hurricanes, these tornadoes, these wildfires, all this flooding going on. Now, all of these conflict wars that the United States is in the middle of, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows if I'll even be here in 5, 10, 15 years? So forget all that waiting. I'm going to go ahead and experience things now. Instead of buying material things, let me go out and have me some experiences that I can hold on to in my memories. Let me go travel. Let me go climb some mountain. Let me go whatever I want to do. Whatever experience I want to have that memory. I'm not going to worry about doing that later, because who knows what will happen in 5 or 10 years. And that's one of the reasons why people are spending, guys. That's why you see all this travel. That's why you see people doing a lot of things that people would typically do later in life, when they've gotten to financial freedom, when they've, you know what I'm saying? Now people are like, I ain't waiting until I get to financial freedom. I got to take my experiences now, because I don't know what's going to happen, right? Who knows what this world is going to be in 5 years or 10 years? I'm going to get my experiences in now. And that's what's happening. So those are the 5 reasons, guys, I believe Americans can't stop spending. Drop me some comments down in the comment box and let me know what you think. Am I way off base? Or is there some merit to those 5 reasons why Americans can't stop spending? If you want them 12 free stocks from Weeble, click on that link down in the description box. Open up that new Weeble account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share that video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'm going to catch you in the next video. Peace. Today's video is sponsored by my company, RF Financial Consulting. And in my company, I work with individuals just like you through financial mentoring and coaching sessions. And in those 1-hour sessions, we talk about strategies to help you get to your financial freedom, whether it be through real estate investing, stock market investing, creating additional streams of income, credit card arbitrage, or starting and growing a business. If that's something that you might be interested in, there's an email address in the description box of the video. Send me an email and let's discuss if I'm the right fit for you.